lot of people here in the city were going, well, there's no way that North is going to be able to beat Wrights. They did it. And then the hype on the second North-Wrights matchup. Well, you can't beat Wrights 2 times in the same season. Well, they did it again. But, you know, secretly, Harrison has been playing tremendous football for about the past 5 to 6 weeks. Nobody's been paying a lot of attention to him, and they've only allowed 38 points in their last 5 outings and held 2 teams completely scoreless. So something's going to shake out tonight.
Well, secretly and not so secretly, the Harrison Warriors have won their last 7 straight here, Warren. And I talk about the differences heading into this postseason championship game. Certainly the Harrison Warriors and North both playing much better than a week number 2. The differences may be, we'll start with the Huskies. Deke Cooper is now your tailback. That adds more offense to already a strong offensive squad.
Well, you know, they kind of changed their offense around at the beginning of the season by moving Deke Cooper back to tailback from wide receiver. And at the same time, with Kareem Neighbors, I think that, you know, every game he grew at the quarterback position, especially with his strength in running. The option is just a tremendous play for the North High Huskies. They do not have to throw the ball to be successful.
And you talk about Kareem Neighbors. He's one of the best scrambling quarterbacks in southwestern Indiana. Next week at this time, we may see Earl Hannaford in his passing arm. This week again, we're going to see Kareem Neighbors in his run attack.
Well, he can also throw the ball when he has to. That's not their primary game plan. I think that they'd like to come out and run for over 300 yards and maybe even see Neighbors pick up close to 100. I mean, that they will be hitting on all 8 cylinders if both Neighbors and Cooper can get over 100 yards.
And, of course, Casey Sello's having his greatest year as a North Husky. He misses a couple but comes right back. What an addition to this team, and what a difference he's been in 1995.
Well, he makes the option happen because the defense has to stay at home. They can either fake or hand off to Sellers when he plugs up the middle, and they've got to concentrate on him. That freezes the middle linebackers and allows both Neighbors and Cooper to get loose on the outside.
Well, the Harrison Warriors have not so quietly been 8-2 this year, and they are led by maybe 5, 6 deep. Go to the air for a couple of times and keep it on the ground. Either or, you've got a pretty good attack here.
Well, you talk about a junior quarterback maturing over the entire season, Jared Williams. His first start was very impressive, but since that point, he has just really settled down and become a very strong quarterback, very much like Vince Leidy was for the Castle Knights a year ago.
Ricky Coleman, of course, the leader here. Jeremy Red, Hayfleet to kick the extra point. After that, there's some other ones. Jerry Day comes on about midway through the season to add even more of an attack.
Well, I'll tell you what, North has a lot of speed, but I think Harrison is probably a step quicker in maybe 2 to 3 key positions, and that's something that North is going to have to contend with.
Defenses are good on both sides, Warren, but I'm still expecting a much higher score than 10-7 as it was back on September 2nd.
Well, 2 different teams, really. They both progressed extremely well. I wouldn't be surprised to see this score not quite that low, but certainly under the 20s.
Class 5A sectional championship. Harrison and North kickoff after this timeout.
What do I want? The ability to take
control my life. The right to choose. The best lifestyle for a healthier life. The best health care for a longer life.
The best path for a happier life.
I want a plan, a system for living, giving me
all the options I need to live my life to its fullest.
Deaconess Healthcare System. Caring for life.
The following Evansville businesses are proud to help sponsor tonight's IHSAA Sectional Championship football game between the Harrison Warriors and the North High Huskies. They would like to congratulate North on a great season and wish them the best of luck in their pursuit of a state title. Woods & Woods Law Firm, 123 Northwest 4th Street, Daylight Farm Supply, 4505 Boonville to Harmony Road, and Flanders Electric at 8108 Baumgart Road. Good luck, North Huskies.
Central Stadium on this Friday night for the 1995 Class 5A High School Sectional Championship. The North Huskies and the Harrison Warriors. Warren?
Well, the weather is going to be somewhat chilly tonight, but it shouldn't affect the playing conditions. The field is a very fast track for both of these teams that exude a lot of speed. I think that once they get a couple of hits in, the cold weather will disappear from their minds.
Well, 2 teams have been doing very, very well, I think, in this postseason. You take a look at 17 combined victories. I told you that Harrison has won their last 7, and, of course, the North Huskies are undefeated.
Well, everybody was looking at North and Wrights, and a lot of people had kind of put Harrison out of their minds, so to speak, until this matchup. But Harrison has just really put together a tremendous season after back-to-back defeats early in the season. They've been almost perfect.
Well, you take a look at the Harrison Warriors, particularly in the second half, Warren, where Harrison is really at a great defense in 4 quarters, but particularly tough in the second half. They've allowed just 6 third-quarter points all year, and you take a look at their second half defense, just allowing 36. That's in the 10 weeks. North gets it first on this sectional championship Friday night.
Beverly on the return. Looks like it's going to be negative yardage. He might have picked up a couple, but they're going to have pretty good field position. Let's set up the North High Huskies offense for you. Going across the front line at right tackle, Bart Blaylock. At right guard, Aaron Holman. At the center position, Andre Wright. Left guard is Eric Arnspiger. At left tackle, Jason DeBose. And tight end will be Brian Bennett. We'll pick up the skilled positions after this play.
North 10-0. Undefeated, have never done quite this well. They won their first sectional since 1966. Very impressive in the second half 1 week ago over the Wrights Panthers. Here's 1st and 10 as it begins on the 37 for the Huskies. Will it be 11-0? Winner of this gets the winner of Bloomington South and Martinsville. There's the Harrison defense. Amongst those in on the tackle, Tony Bell, the 6-foot junior, goes about 230 plus.
Well, they held Central, including the sacks, to only 17 rushing yards a week ago. It shouldn't be surprising for North maybe to have a little bit of trouble running against this Harrison defense. Skill positions for the Huskies tonight. Wide receiver is going to be Tom Bailey. Your flanker will be William Beverly. At quarterback, Kareem Neighbors. Fullback will be Casey Sellers, and your tailback will be Deke Cooper.
Loss of 2. This becomes 2nd down and 12 for the Huskies. Huskies pretty good week last week, particularly in that second half. Not really a slow start, just got beat by the defense a couple of more times.
That time Sellers off left tackle on just a straight dive play. Got loose for a second in the secondary, and Harrison doing some hand tackling there. Finally, I think brought down by Brian Hardy, who is your safety. Let's set up the Harrison defensive front 4. You're going to have Derek Bennett, Nate Boyd, Lee Lamb, and Brandon Hafley. Corners are going to be DeMarco Moss and Ryan Merriweather. Backer core will be Clardy, Sutton, and Charnes. Safeties are Hardy and Red.
3rd down and 2 here for the Huskies on the 45. Opening drive, opening 2 minutes of the sectional championship. Hit hard at about the 45-yard line. Tried to lean once. Gonna be short.
Tried to run the same play again off left tackle, where they had a little bit of success running on the last play. Stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Let's give the hit to Lee Lamb and Brandon Hafley. And it's going to be a 4th down situation for North.
Into the hands of Casey Sellers, number 2 rusher, 121 carries, 862 yards on 4th and 2. Approaching midfield, and take a look.
Let's see if they just don't try to draw them off sides here.
Huskies go for it approaching midfield on the 45-yard line. They're going to go for it and try to pick up 2. Botched play, and back to the 40. First break goes to the Harrison Warriors.
Well, that's almost as good as a turnover for Harrison. Boy, they held North 4 and out. And this defense has just really grown. I think that we saw it start to happen in the Harrison Castle game midway through the season, where Harrison surprisingly was being played very tough by the Castle Knights. Came out in the second half, and their defense was almost perfect from that point on.
Take over on the 41-yard line here, the Harrison Warriors. And we take our first offensive look at them, led by Jared Williams. Not bad, 57 of 115, 49% of the year, 866 yards for the junior quarterback.
They'll pick up their starters after this play.
First look at Harrison here tonight in movement to begin. They're saying on the Warriors, their first begin 1st and 15.
Well, I think Jason DeBose moved first. Let's see if this doesn't go against the North Huskies. Let's take a look at the offensive line for the Harrison Warriors. At tight end, Robbie Gregory. And then across the right side, Nate Boyd and Derek Barnett. At center, Wes Tenbarge, Pat Lester, Clay Cagle, front line. And the wide receiver will be Jeremy Red. Flanker, DeMarco Moss. QB tonight, Jared Williams. In the backfield, Teddy Dunahai at fullback and Lewis Lawton at tailback.
Back up here to the 46-yard line. So 1st and 15 here for the Harrison Warriors. 9:05 opening quarter. 1995 Class 5A sectional championship. A lot of ground game from the Warriors, but they also pass, and this one may be coming right back. Can't quite get this first play off for the Warriors.
Well, on the last play, DeBose actually moved, but they can have that movement on the front line defensively, and Drew Harrison, they were the first one to cross the line. This time, Blaylock jumped early and crossed the line of scrimmage and made contact.
Penalties last week for the Harrison Warriors, and that 35-0 blowout of Central really wasn't a highly penalized game. Harrison was penalized just twice for 10 yards. More penalties in the Wrights North game a week ago. North penalized 7 times for 46 yards. So we're back to 1st and 10 and back on the 40-yard line.
nothing's changed. It's the same scenario before the 2 penalties.
Jared Williams again, 49% passing. Has had a good 2 or 3 to go to throughout the 95 season. Start on the ground to about the 43-yard line.
Lawton on the carry off left tackle, picks up about 4 yards on the play. Let's set the North High Husky defense for you across the front line, 4 down linemen. You've got Myron Rucker, Brian Schmidt, Bart Blaylock, and Jason DeBose. Linebacker core, they run a 4-4, is Branch, Brooks, Patterson, and Harrison. Corners are going to be Beverly and Cooper, and your safety will be Deke Cooper.
Ricky Coleman not getting the start. You talk about Lewis Lawton, who came on late in the season. His first game with the Bossy Bulldogs had 70-plus yards. Second out and 7 here for the Warriors. Second option, and that's the North defense at the 40-yard line. Stopping one of your big guns this year into Marco Moss. 25 carries, 318 yards.
Well, your outside linebacker, Robert Harrison, along with Bart Blaylock, put the hit on Lawton that time on the delay end around, and you couldn't fool North on that play.
Long drives, not really for the Huskies. They went for it approaching the 50-yard line. Will be taken back a little bit. Opening drive here for the Warriors after we sort out the penalties. Third down and 9, still on the 40-yard line. 7:20 here to go in the opening quarter. Harrison 7 in a row. Huskies have won their last 10 and their only 10 here of 95, and highly penalized opening 5 minutes.
I think they just flat ran out of time on that. It's going to be a delay of game penalty. And that's definitely going to force Harrison into a passing situation.
Well, Harrison now equals their penalties from a week ago over the Central Bears, and Central had a pretty good team this year, but to blow them out 35-0 makes a statement you belong in this sectional championship war.
Sure does. I think both teams have a little bit of jitters in the early part of the first quarter here. They should settle down, and I think the penalty flags won't fly as much as we've seen the first couple of minutes here.
They're down 14 here for the Warriors, so Williams to the air amongst top receivers. Well, Ricky Coleman leads your ground game, where DeMarco Moss leads your receiving game. They'll go to the outside, one hand to it, and that's it. Looking downfield at Lewis Lawton, as I said, effective into your lineup, starting with the Bossy game in week number 8 for the Harrison Warriors. They will be kicking.
Well, credit the strong rush by North's front line, and especially Myron Rucker, who got to Williams that time. Williams able to get the pass off, but it was off the mark.
Nothing on either side, so first 5 minutes, no score. North to get it back a second time, 2 backed up inside, or right at the 10-yard line. Deke Cooper into the outside for the Huskies. That's William Beverly.
It's a type of game where special teams could break this game.
High kick, not a lot of distance on that one from Clay Cagle, who's done most of that. Takes a North roll with flags at about the 34-yard line.
May have helped Harrison there, and that the player inadvertently was hit by the ball in the air, but they're going to mark it where it went dead.
Clay Cagle's been averaging about 31 yards per punt. So first down and 10 here for the Huskies, with 6:58 here showing in the first quarter. Winner gets the winner of Bloomington South and Martinsville. We'll check out that score at the top of tonight's second quarter. Harrison and North, Class 5A sectional championship.
Well, Cooper has not touched the ball yet in the first 4 plays. They've looked for him to get his hands on the ball in this series, certainly. Well, they're talking to North about a penalty here.
Already 20 yards in penalties either side, which way it goes. And you talk about these two teams being here, Warren. I think we kind of alluded to this during the week, and you and I were talking about how many options they actually have. I've got 4 or 5 on the ground for the Huskies and the Warriors, and 4 or 5 legit in the air.
Yeah, that's true. And Harrison also has a lot of options, too. They're both teams very deep.
20 yards in penalties as they decline it against the Warriors. Well, legal blocks the call, so I missed that one as well.
Well, they're going to take the penalty. No, they're not.
No, I said they declined it. I saw them say they declined it, so we'll begin here on the 34-yard line, where it's first and 10. Second possession here for the Huskies. Huskies totally large last week, 358 after holding rights to 52 in that very impressive second half. Neighbors running into some problems here on the outset. It botched their play when going for it on 4th down. That didn't look too good either. He ran into another one of his own as he tried to go to the outside.
Well, how many times have we seen Kareem Neighbors chased down from behind? Defensive right end Brandon Hafley that time, really unabated, unblocked, came around from the opposite direction of the play and chased Neighbors down and got the hand on his ankle.
Kareem Neighbors 51 of 98, 1,052 yards. That is 52%, 8 INTs. Second down and 10 here for Neighbors. Week number 11, sectional championship. Neighbors looking to go back to pass for the first time tonight. It has some room. He can scramble with the best of them. He's your third leading rusher with the Huskies this year. I talked about him carrying the ball last year. He's the most effective in this SIAC at 95 in carrying the football.
One of the keys to getting a W in your column against North, which has not occurred this season, is to be able to contain Kareem Neighbors. I mean, you can have the best pass defense and cover all of the receivers, but he can just tuck that ball in and pick up 7 to 10 yards every time.
Third on the team in rushing, 353 yards. Behind Cooper, 925. Casey Sellers, 862. This is third down and 3, and yet to see a first down yet. Second drive here for the Huskies. Here's Deke. Deke, first big carry, who picks up the first down right here to the 50-yard line.
And Brian Hardy with the tackle, but credit the key block to Casey Sellers that time, who took the fake up the middle and also cleared a path for Cooper. He had to jump to his left where the hole was, but Sellers made it happen.
As you said, Hardy on the tackle, hoping to follow in brothers' footsteps. Kevin Hardy in Illinois at Iowa tomorrow, talking about NFL-bound players. First down and 10, first of the night here for the Huskies.
He's reported to be a first-round draft pick. Well, you talk about a kid bulking up in college.
Second time to the air. Wide open, Sellers. Taken just short, maybe a yard short for second and short coming up here for the Huskies.
Well, they flooded the zone on the right side and took all the defense with them. And that time Sellers snuck through the line of scrimmage and did a little down and out pattern, and they threw underneath the zone. He was wide open.
He's been your fourth best receiver this year, Sellers. That's just his sixth reception, though, but he goes over 100 yards on the last. So 6 very big grabs for Casey Sellers here at 95. You are just short. I'd call that second down in a couple of inches, Warren. Look how close it is, hovering the 40.
And look how close Harrison is playing to the line of scrimmage with all of their defensive backs. Whistles blow.
Flags where that one gets going. Otherwise, that might have worked to D. Cooper. I thought maybe going up the middle with it. So did the Harrison Warriors. Let's see what the flag is in the very highly penalized first 7 minutes.
Well, the penalty's going to go against North, or they probably wouldn't have blown that play dead. It would have been just a simple offsides against Harrison. They could have broken that for a touchdown and just waived the penalty.
So you're about 5 and an inch, or 5 inches here for the Huskies. Second down and about 5+. Low scoring game when they met in week number 2. 10-7 the Huskies. Different teams since then. Both admit they're playing much better.
Perfect time for the option. 2nd and 5 here.
Back to the ground. Pick up what you lost and pick up the first down.
That's what'll kill you. Sellers, the first man of the option, took the handoff that time. And that means that your linebackers have to key on him because he's the first person to possibly carry the ball. And they did it very successfully that time.
Inside of 5 in Huskies. Best field position for either so far here in the opening quarter. Told you I expect maybe definitely a higher scoring game than just 17 points combined. Some folks I talked to this week are still expecting a very low scoring game. This is the 6th play of the drive for the Huskies. They talk very high of these two teams' defenses. Neighbors found a little hole to get to the 34.
Pretty good job by Harrison in defending the option that time. The defensive end, I think that time it was Hafley, forced Neighbors to make that cut in the linebacker core, and I believe it was Greg Charnes or Mo Sutton came over. Good pursuit by Harrison and holding him to just about a 3.5-yard gain.
Greg Carnes in his senior year, he was about 200 pounds, 5'10", again senior standout. Second down and 7. Thought he got more than that. 2 to the top of your screen here for the Huskies. Familiar eye and almost ran out of time. Neighbors back to the air, has not been shy of putting it up. Has not also been shy of keeping the ball. Gets back to where he was. About 3rd and 7 coming up for North.
Well, Neighbors had to work pretty hard for that, and the whole time, Tom Bailey was wide open, all alone down in the end zone, and I'm sure he's going to come back into the huddle and say, hey, let's do this one again.
Tom Bailey, #1 receiver for the Huskies at 95, 18 receptions, 407 yards. Last week had a big grab, a 6-yard TD over the Panthers. So second down and 7 here coming up for the Huskies. 10-0, first time ever. After a 7-0 perfect conference season. first conference win since 1966. 8th play of the drive for the Huskies. 2 to the top of your screen, and he's trying to go to the air, but has scrambled his way out of it. This is back on the ground. Here's Deke Cooper. Cooper to the 30-yard line.
Well, just when you think you've got North pretty well figured out and you stop their option and force Neighbors, they can just slash Cooper between the tackles. That's another part of their offense. He can run just out of the straight eye and not the veer, and they can pick up a lot of yardage that way as well. Multi-dimensional.
1st and 10 here from the 20. First big gain for either side tonight. Neighbors trying to throw it up the middle. Not on this defense. Little gain, or 2nd and 10 coming up.
Sellers again. Most of North's offense is going to involve Sellers up the middle. And then if they don't hand off to him and they're going to run just a straight eye, then look for Cooper to follow the hole that Sellers clears out. Or they can fake to Sellers and sprint out either direction and run the option. 3 carries for Sellers, 19 yards. 2 for Cooper, now 23. 2nd down and 10 here for the Huskies. Here on the 20-yard line. You've got 2 top of your screen again. Neighbors has looked to pass, found nothing, and took it himself. Neighbors again tries to sweep it on the inside or get back to that 20. Maybe a short loss, so still 3rd and long and nothing since picking up this first down for the Huskies. I don't think that the draw is going to be exceptionally good play for North to run against Harrison. The penetration that Harrison gets from his down front 4 is excellent. And the idea is you're going to have to trap them and run between the tackles, or if you're lucky enough to outgun their pursuit, get wide on them.
4 down territory. 11th play of the drive for the Huskies. If you're thinking field goal, McCutcheon has one big one in week number 2, which the Warriors can tell you about. 3rd down and 10. Neighbors to the air. Here's Sellers. Sellers picks up the first. Sellers, touchdown.
Same play, pass pattern wise that they got to Sellers earlier in the drive. They run it again. Again, they take all the defenders with their wideouts, and he runs a little slight belly play through the line of scrimmage. The linebackers don't pick him up. They throw under the coverage, and then he weaves his way through the defense and gets the 6.
Casey Sellers, 15th touchdown of the year. 11 plays, 66 yards. That's about a 21-yard TD run. Here's McCutcheon. 31 of 35 on the extra points. So with exactly 10 minutes gone, Huskies put it up and make this one 7-0. Just getting started on our sectional championship Friday night. Harrison and North for the Class 5A sectional championship on WAZ.
Expressions Home Furnishings is proud to be a major sponsor in tonight's IHS AA Sectional Championship football game between the Harrison Warriors and the North Huskies. They would like to congratulate both teams on their outstanding seasons and would like to wish them both the best of luck in tonight's sectional championship game. Expressions Home Furnishings is located on Green River Road just north of Morgan Avenue. Good luck, Harrison Warriors and North Huskies. The following businesses are proud to sponsor tonight's championship football game and say way to go to the Harrison High Warriors and the North High Huskies. The road to the Final Four isn't easy, but you've made the cut. So best of luck from the following Evansville sponsors on the road to a state title. Hayhurst Auto Center, 2000 Stringtown Road. Paradise Headshots, 120 East Florida Street. Thrifty Nickel One Ads, 2112 North Fairs Avenue. And Rent-A-Wreck, 1700 Stringtown Road. Good luck to both teams.
Play on at Central Stadium along with Warren Disler. I'm Darren Smith, the 1995 Class 5A Sectional Championship.
One of the up men, Mo Sutton, that time takes the pooch kick at about the 25-yard line. Gets about a 9-yard return up to the 35, or it'll be 1st and 10 for Harrison. They trail by 7-0 score here. Need to get a drive going.
Inside of 2 minutes, 154 in running here for the Harrison Warriors. Their second drive in this long first quarter. A couple of penalties on either side. Huskies up 7-0 on the Warriors. Two split here, bottom of your screen. Williams trying to go to the air successfully. First time tonight. Williams last week, passing game 4 of 6, 33 yards. So keeping it mostly on the ground. Total yards 337.
That time off left tackle. The tackle by Joe Patterson. Gain of about 1.5 yards, and that's it. Keep wondering when Coleman might make the appearance at the tailback position.
Well, Ricky Coleman's a hurt shoulder, and his ankle's been hurt, but I thought we'd see him in there from the outset as well. One thing you know for sure is you'll see him before this game is done. Ricky Coleman, 136 carries, 824 yards, lead the Warriors here at 95 on the ground. And back on the ground to about the 40-yard line. 3 in front on the carry. It's been a pretty good year as well.
And Deke Cooper is momentarily shaken up. Cooper coming up from a free safety position to put the hit on Lawton. Lawton runs with a lot of power. He was hit a couple of times right there at the line of scrimmage and was able to pull loose of that. And Cooper finally brought him down. And you don't want to see Duke Cooper get hurt.
As I was saying, it's been a pretty good year as well for Lewis Lawton since coming in. In that Boston game, week number 8, that's when he had 9 carries and went over 70 yards. Becomes eligible in week number 8 and has done very well since stepping in. Like I said, these two teams show you different looks. Like Jerry Day, who was not playing as much, or not getting the call as much in week number 2 as he did later on in the season. And for the Huskies, Deke Cooper, as you take a look there, moved to tailback, able to pick up 925 yards, about halfway through the season on 86 carries. So how valuable he is. He comes off on his own power, and that's good news for the Huskies.
Yeah, he'll be back in. He might take a couple of plays to get his breath back. I think he's had the wind knocked out of him.
3rd down and 5 here for Harrison. Coming up on the final 30 seconds of our opening quarter. Quickly to the air. Williams does a nice job as it comes to the 44. And a loose football, which the Huskies have back.
That's what killed Wrights a week ago, was the number of turnovers that they gave to the North High Huskies. And that can be a killer in a game like this. They had the 1st and 10 so many times. You see that second effort. And then another player comes in and strips the ball away from you. It just takes one to hold you up and one to strip it. And you know darn well that both those teams practice that.
Only 6 fumbles all year for the Harrison Warriors. One of those happened last week during the Central game. Of course, that didn't hurt them. All over Central 35-0. Huskies on the year have dropped the ball quite a few times. Twice last week, had lost it once to the Panthers, but that didn't hurt them in the outset at all, or the overall game. It's 21-17 over the Panthers. 1st and 10, we go the other way.
Sellers hit at the line of scrimmage and gets loose, but only for about a step or 2. I think the forward yardage will probably be a gain of about 3 yards.
Huskies rushed the ball last week 49 times, 244 yards. They were 5 for 10 in the air, impressive 114. 2 interceptions by Neighbors last week, but again, the impressive mark, 358 total yards against the Harrison Warriors, while holding Wrights particularly just 52 in that second half. We have played the first 12. Our score is 7-0 North at the 1995 Class 5A Sectional Championship on WAZ.
Funeral Home is proud to bring you in part Wrights and Mater Dei High School football. Pierre Funeral Home would like to wish Wrights and Mater Dei the best of luck this football season and in all their athletic and academic endeavors this school year. Pierre Funeral Home is a full-service funeral home providing complete at-need and pre-planning services. Proud to support Wrights and Mater Dei for 42 years. Pierre Funeral Home, 2601 West Franklin.
Wall to wall or hall to hall, get DeTalent to do it all. DeTalent Carpets at 2810 Covert Avenue is serving the tri-state with the finest in residential and commercial floor coverings. With over 25 years experience, their installers will give your home or business a personal touch with quality carpets like Philadelphia, Horizon, Salem, and Cabin Crafts. DeTalent also specializes in hardwood and vinyl floor coverings to accent your lifestyle. So call Jim or Brenda at 477-5333 or stop in at 2810 Covert Avenue.
Play on at Central Stadium here on a Friday night, the 1995 Class 5A Championship.
Well, they had William Beverly wide open on a down and out, and that down and out took him clear across the pitch of the field as Neighbors was rolling out. Couldn't get the ball to him, goes incomplete. Had he gotten the ball, it would have been a tremendous gain. First quarter stats, North picking up 3 first downs. Harrison yet to pick up a first down. Rushing yardage, North with 49, Harrison with 6. Passing yards, 30-12 in favor of North. Total yards, 79-18. Sellers, 4 carries, 23 yards. Sellers, 2 catches, 30 yards and a touchdown. Lawton, 2 carries for 8 yards. Moss, 1 catch for 12.
Lost the football right around the 45-yard line. Harrison thinking maybe they have this one back. Want to work on the other side, and this is back indeed for the Harrison Warriors. So the great field position they had on the opening drive is almost equally, actually a little bit better here as they begin on the 46.
Big turnaround that time for Harrison. I didn't see who caused the fumble or who recovered the fumble. I think it might have been Ryan Merriweather from the quarterback position that got the initial hit.
Rob, let's check out other scores tonight. This was the rest of the sectional championships, or some selected ones throughout the area. And you see the winner there of Martinsville and Bloomington South. The winner of this game gets that winner you see there. Bossy and Vincennes Lincoln, Heritage Hills and Jasper, amongst others, on this Friday night. Sectional championships throughout the state of Indiana. This is the Class 5A Sectional 8. Tough defense up the middle.
Well, Deke Cooper back in the lineup, came in and finished off that tackle. I believe Blaylock was involved in that as well.
Joe Patterson, a great year for the senior as well. 5'11", 225 Patterson.
Key for both teams offensively is what they do 1st and 10. I wouldn't be surprised to see Harrison maybe mix things up if they can get another first down and maybe throw on first down situations.
Pick up 1. This is 2nd down and 9. 2 at the top of the screen. Williams more to the ground than the air, to be expected again. Williams just 33 yards passing 1 week ago. He works from the eye again. 2 to the top of the screen. Williams back to the air on 2nd and 9. Flat pass behind the play again. Jerry Day. And Day with a loose football again.
I think they're going to call the play down. They've not signified that it was a fumble. Of course, the ground cannot cause a fumble. Day hit the turf pretty hard, and I think the ball squirted loose. That'll go as a completed pass, or possibly it might be considered a pitch out. I don't know what the angle was on that.
Well, I should expect mostly a ground game actually from both. Harrison averages about 86.6 passing yards per week. North right around their average a week ago, 105 yards. That's in the air. Both teams averaging well over 300 yards, total yards per week, into week number 11. This is 3rd down and 8, and you expect Williams to pass again. Junior quarterback, very fine this year in his first year holding the reins. Up the middle, loose ball, intercepted. Cooper picks it up and takes off. Take it out at the 31-yard line.
Well, Williams is the guy that finally put him out. Cooper in the right place at the right time, and you know that they practice those tip drills in practice, and that pass was intended for Robbie Gregory on a tight end delay over the center, and he hit him in the hands, but that ball deflected high in the air, and Cooper right there to bring it in.
Well, turnovers, they were talking about North and Wrights, 2 very good teams, and turnovers deciding an outcome. Well, here are 2 very good teams again in North and Harrison. 7-0 on the board, and a big turnover in favor of North. Wideouts either side. He's mixed it up a little bit more than Williams. Neighbors will keep this first on the ground. Deke back out there to the 25.
Cooper off tackle that time to the right side. Running behind Aaron Holman and Bart Blaylock. You like to see North run behind Blaylock. They do that so often on the right side.
Talk about Hardy being a sure bet for the NFL. Blaylock being a sure bet for Division I. 2nd down and 6, gain of 4 on the last. A healthy Deke Cooper back in there. Sellers and Cooper line up behind. Again, Neighbors. Cooper loses the football. Loose again, and I think maybe the Huskies held on to that one. Talk about fumbling the football and holding it on. They hold on just about as many times as they've lost it so far. We're not through, we're barely through a quarter.
Well, Brian Bennett there to cover the fumble. That time Cooper faked a juke to the left and delayed back to the right side, and he had a nice hole there. I think sometimes when you're looking forward like that and you see a lot of room, you don't pay a lot of attention to the handoff, and I think that's what happened to Deke Cooper.
26-yard line here as the Huskies keep it. 3rd down and 6. Neighbors again, the passer. 51 of 98, 52%, 1,052 yards, a little bit more than 100 a week. He's in trouble here. Lets it go late.
Intentionally grounding the ball. You can see the official reaching deep into his pocket. And that time they had Ryan Merriweather from a corner blitz. And you don't see Neighbors drop straight back into the pocket too often. He normally commits one way or the other on a rollout type of scheme. And when he finally decided to turn and try and scamper away, he got hit a ton.
Well, Dedrick Clardy was the closest to that. They got him for intentionally grounding. And do you gamble again? It backs you up a little bit more. You're definitely outside the 30 here. In a close ball game right now and not a lot of scoring.
They'll take the penalty because you get a loss of down on that instead of an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
Because it'll back it up from yeah, they pick up what, about an extra 3 or 4 yards on that.
Well, actually it backed up outside the 40 to the 44-yard line. So with 8:31 left, not a lot decided. Huskies getting on the scoreboard first. Defense as it was in week number 2 so far. 4th and 24 to get rid of it.
Well, you don't want to punt to either of these two guys back there.
Ricky Coleman making his first appearance back there with DeMarco Moss. Barnes gets off a beauty. Tried reverse or tried to give to DeMarco. Didn't fool this North defense.
Well, you normally see Harrison run that a couple times during the game, and they'll hand off once and then fake it the next time. I'm sure North is watching that on tape all week long, and special teams practicing that maneuver. Didn't work for Harrison this time.
Punt returns and kickoff returns have been about 15 yards this year for the Harrison Warriors. Not a lot on the last, and not against this North defense. 4 minutes gone in our second quarter. Harrison and North for the Class 5A sectional championship. First down and 10. Deepest the Warriors begin tonight here on the 9-yard line.
Harrison has not been real successful tonight running the ball or passing the ball.
Early, though, very early in the game. Another loose football. This is Deke Cooper in for the touchdown.
Just too many turnovers. North now +2 and +2 in touchdowns.
So the Huskies have more against the Warriors than they had in week number 2, and not quite a quarter and a half. And for a team that's only fumbled the football or lost the football 6 times this year, boy, does it cost them in week number 11.
You might blame it on the cold weather. I don't think so. Harrison's just not hitting on all 8 cylinders right now.
McCutcheon has hit most of these this year. He's only missed 4. And make it 33 for 37 on the year. For McCutcheon at 14-0, the North Huskies. We take a timeout. On this Friday night, you're watching the sectional championship on WAZ.
Clearly, the treating physician is in a better position to render an opinion as to future problems than what the patient is, than what the attorney is, than what the insurance adjuster is. The doctor's not going to voluntarily sometimes tell the patient, by the way, I'm going to have to do a total knee replacement on you in 20 years, and their role is not to try to help them in a lawsuit. Their role is to treat them. Their role is entirely different than the attorney's role. But the attorney has to be concerned about the future.
Robert John and Associates.
So you don't want a new car, but you do want a good used car, then go to Fairway Auto, where you'll always get a fair deal on a quality used vehicle. At Fairway, you'll get a fair deal on everything from trucks and cars to mid-sized vehicles. And when you drive away from Fairway Auto, you can be certain you've received a well-maintained automobile from a salesman who knows it's the quality and price of the car that sells, not the salesman. Come into Fairway Auto today, where you can buy, sell, or trade, and you'll get the best for your money. Now under new ownership at 801 North Fairs.
Back out at Central Stadium for the 1995 Class 5A Sectional Championship. Turnovers, the difference right here. Well, this Friday night has the Huskies up by a score of 14-0.
And once again, North kicks off high and short. Mo Sutton picks it up again and returns it 20 yards this time. So, again, Harrison with excellent field position, much better than what they had in their last offensive series.
7:45, clock stop here in the second quarter.
Coleman in. Ricky Coleman at tailback.
As he didn't start the game, but you knew you were going to see him probably even before the half was over, and indeed you do. Coleman leading total yards per game as well. He gets about 116 per week. Little movement on the line. To the air, Williams tries to get him right back into it deep and overthrows everybody. Actually, closest to Deke Cooper. That one was going nowhere. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, missed pass pattern that time. That somebody for Harrison didn't go the way they want to. DeMarco Moss, I think, was supposed to go further downfield and did a curl in. He was wide open, but you know, Williams expected him to take off.
14-0 the Huskies. 2nd quarter.
You know, Coleman at about 160 pounds really takes a beating week after week. Probably didn't want him to play the whole game at the tailback position.
Very strong 160 though. This is success up the middle. Pick up 8 on that carry. 3rd and short coming up. Latest Tenny Dunahai. He's your number 2 rusher behind Coleman. 91 carries, 469 yards coming in. That's about 5.5 yards per carry.
Well, I think North is probably keen on Coleman now that he's entered the game, which means that you can use him as a deception. And Dunahai that time wide open up the middle, loose in the secondary, and Cooper with another tackle.
Wide outside their side, actually 2 here to the bottom of your screen for Williams on 3rd down and 2. Warriors looking for their most impressive drive in this first half. Back on the ground, Dunahai held short. I get about a half a yard on that.
I don't even think it's close enough to bring the chains out. It looks like he's going to be about a yard shy. 4th down, trailing by 2.
Still
You've
early.
got a good ground game. Week after week, I think that they go for it here.
Still early though, but the Huskies have proven to be the best defensive corps in the SIAC. Although the Huskies have done very well on the offensive end, on the season in scoring, not too bad. 30-14 as they hold their opponents to about 2 touchdowns a week in the 10 weeks. 4th down, about 1.
Williams may just keep it here.
What a fall forward. You got to beat that tough wall. Dunahai picks up the 1st down. It pays off to about the 44 to keep it going.
Well, Cooper there again. He's your free safety, and Dunahai across the line of scrimmage gets a yard, and Cooper comes from about 8 yards off the line of scrimmage with a big hit. Boy, is he quick from that safety position. Something that you may look at later on a 4th down and short situation. If Deke Cooper is going to be coming up that quickly, you may decide to pass in that situation.
135 first downs for the Warriors coming into week 11. That's 13 or 14 first downs per week on the average. 1st and 10. Keep it going here on the 44.
First time Ricky Coleman touches the ball. Picks up about 3 yards on the play. Very deceptive because you have the feeling he stopped at the line of scrimmage, and then after the pileup, it comes off the ball. He's picked up 4 yards.
Well, you got Ricky Coleman here, Warren, and after Coleman, you've got 4 other excellent ball carriers. You've got Dunahai, you've got DeMarco Moss, you've got Jerry Day, who's come on strong this year. You've got Jeremy Red. I mean, you've got 4 other excellent ball carriers after Ricky Coleman. So they can't just key in on one.
Red started as the fullback, and they moved him into a wideout flanker position.
Coleman held shorter again.
Pick up of about 2 or 3 on the play. Coleman's the type of runner that really needs to get his hands on the ball anywhere from 20 or more times during the game. You got to warm up at that tailback position. He'll go 4 yards, 2 yards, and then he'll pop one for 15 or 20. Now they're going to bring him out. That's another dimension to Ricky Coleman, is he can also come out of the tailback position and line up wide.
7th play of the drive here for the Harrison Warriors. You're looking at 3rd down and 5. Williams to pass. Some success here, most successful. Coleman out to the 25-yard line to pick up another Harrison Warriors first down.
Harrison picking up a little bit of momentum offensively. Something that we kind of expected Harrison to be able to do tonight against North, is maybe pass if they mix it up real well.
There was so much time to go in a game. You've got 4:17 here left in the second and still a whole second half. Warriors make it a little bit extra interesting here with a score right here. They're very strong in the second half besides, but the Warriors want something here, and they're thinking 6 all the way as they begin 1st and 10 here again on the 25-yard line. Put it on the ground. Coleman, since coming in, very dangerous, but held again.
It takes 2 or 3 defenders to bring Ricky Coleman down. That time, 2nd defender coming up. That was Cooper, Michael Cooper, from the corner position. Hit at the line of scrimmage by Myron Rucker. He slowed him up. Cooper finished him off.
No gain, 2nd and 10 here for the Warriors.
Blaylock is out. You may look for Harrison maybe to run to the right side.
Like the Warriors, Huskies defense, very, very dangerous inside the 25-yard line. Second down and 10. 14-0 North. Dunahigh to about the 21, and you pick up 4.
That's going to be 3rd and long again for Harrison. They're going to probably have about 6 to go here. Another passing situation.
4 touchdowns on the year for Teddy Dunahigh. 91 carries, again 469. The yardage coming in as he approaches 500 on the year on this night.
Got 16 in the game on 5 carries so far.
3rd down and 6 inside of 3 minutes here to go first half. Perhaps you saw the score earlier between Bloomington South and Martinsville. The winner of this one gets the winner of that one. Extra time to pass, almost picked off, but actually it looked like a bullet. You want to call that a frozen rope? To Nathan Brooks.
Nathan Brooks dropped back into pass coverage because of the motion shown by Moss. That's who the pass was intended for, and Moss was triple teamed. They had him fronted with Brooks, and it was also covered man-to-man going towards the end zone, and that throw was ill-advised.
Down at the 25, they take a look.
Got a Harrison player down.
And like the ground game, like I said, on both sides, you've got so many options in the air as well. DeMarco Moss, your #1 target in 95 so far, 18 receptions, 220 yards. Red has been simply outstanding this year. Gets about 20 yards a grab. Robbie Gregory, 9 receptions, 180 yards. So when you go to the air, and last week he didn't do it a lot, but when he does, those are 3 targets as good as any in the SIAC this year.
Brian Schmidt gets a breather. And Blaylock comes back in.
Yeah, it's been a great year for Bart Blaylock. We're talking about some of the big standouts this year, and certainly in your first breath, Blaylock comes out.
Well, you know, you can't keep all of your down linemen out there for every play during the game, and right now Harrison has its best sustained drive going, so you look towards the longevity of this game defensively, and you want to give your down lineman a breather. Those are the guys that are in the trenches that take the hits and the knocks, and probably each of those down linemen will probably lose anywhere from 8 to 12 pounds in fluids during this game tonight.
That is Nate Boyd, big kid, 6'1", about 250.
Favoring his left leg or knee, but not serious, so probably should see him come back in sometime.
4th down and 6. I've seen the Huskies hold them many times before. Like I said, inside the 25, these defenses very tough on either side. One reason for the low scoring game in week number 2, but the offense as well as your defense gets a little bit better week after week. Week number 11. This is 4th and 6 for the Harrison Warriors. They find themselves trailing 14-0. Here's Williams. Williams runs out of time. 4 in on that as they back him up to the 29-yard line.
Well, credit the great coverage by the 2 cornerbacks for North, in particularly Beverly and Cooper. Also Deke Cooper back there at safety. That Williams had absolutely nobody to throw to. No checkoff valves on that design play, and had to eat the ball.
So the Huskies take over, and with 2:12 left and running. If you were to ask these coaches, would 14-0 going into the half be nice? Huskies looking for their 3rd score here. Led 7-0 after the first 12. Add another here. Cooper, big fumble. Picked up and ran it in for 11 yards. 14-0, and here come the Huskies again. Neighbors opens up a hole. 3rd leading rusher. Comes out to the 50 and stays on his feet to the 43-yard line.
It's the multi-dimension of Kareem Neighbors. Dropped straight back into the pocket. Saw a wide open field in front of him, and you know, I think that they designed his passes, in particular, giving him the green light to take off to run anytime he wants to. And that time he got loose in the secondary, and that's something that Harrison can ill afford to allow Kareem Neighbors to do.
They'll spot it back on the 45. We're just inside the 45 here. 1st and 10 here for the Huskies. Huskies in getting about 13 of these per week. Last weekend, 13 against the Wrights Panthers. 1.5 here to go, first half. Working on 14-0. Neighbors looking like he wants to score again. And there again is a loose football. Huskies appear to have it back. It may have rolled just right for Jason DeBose. And Harrison says they have it back, and they do. I thought DeBose covered that one.
Well, now they're even up in turnovers, and it gives Harrison a little bit of time to work with. A minute 17 with the ball just about into North territory.
Well, I'll say it again for two teams that have not lost the ball a lot this year. They're having their problems in the first half, so Harrison called this striking distance. 49-yard line right here at midfield. 1st and 10 with 1:10 to go.
Now, Neighbors wanted to run that ball again. Same type of play. Drop back into the pocket, get loose, and that pocket collapsed on him.
Midfield here for the Warriors. Big break for Harrison as they try to cut it in half. Williams realizes he's going to have to go to the air a couple of times. Wide open. One of your best targets in Jeremy Redd.
Well, that time Redd caught the ball and moved back towards the pursuit of North. Didn't gain any extra yardage on the play, and maybe ate a little bit of the clock. I think had he turned upfield, as soon as he caught the ball, he would have picked up about 4 or 5 extra yards and gotten the first down.
209 yards receiving. Jeremy Redd in 95. Hurry up offense. 30 seconds here to go. You're looking at 2nd down and 1. Need to stop the clock. They have some timeouts to burn.
Remember, Coleman can throw the ball.
So can Williams.
Hook and ladder? No.
Picks up the first to about the 36-yard line. As you'll see a timeout or 2 used here. Right now the clock stops. 16.7 seconds left in the first half. 14-0 the Huskies.
Well, Mitch Marsh is known for utilizing trick plays. This may be the time you want to reach into his bag with a halfback option pass. I think maybe on 2 successive passes over to Jeremy Redd just in the flat, but they may be setting up that quick pass to Redd, pitch out to some trailing back, possibly Ricky Coleman or a Day.
37 yards to go and 16.7 seconds. Happy you could join us on this sectional championship night. If you missed the scores from around the area, we'll give those to you again after halftime. This one, Harrison and North. At the top of the season, I had said Harrison and North amongst the toughest in the SIAC. Wright certainly had a tremendous campaign. There are only 2 losses to this North Huskies team. It was not a bad year for the Mater Dei Wildcats as their season came to an end a week ago. And Central, a lot of talk about the Central Bears this year. Other than this year, a Central Bears team would probably go quite far, but a lot of talent amongst the top 3 in the SIAC this year.
How about Bossy? Bossy didn't do well in the SIAC, but are still alive now, vying for a sectional championship.
As expected, Vincenz Lindauer tonight. We'll take out that score again after halftime. 1st down and 10 from the 37. Time factor here as time runs out. That is underthrown.
Stops the clock. 13 seconds. Pretty much going to have to go for it here.
Well, you've got a passing arm, and I said, like your ground game, you've got 3 and 4 deep in your passing game as well. Moss, Redd, and Gregory to be on the receiving end, maybe of these. Not seen him go to Gregory yet. He's had some big grabs as well. Redd, the biggest grabs. You just go to Moss the most times this year. You want something big? Moss, Redd, or Gregory may be on the receiving end with 13 seconds here left in the half.
Try and get about half the distance here and get out of bounds.
Or Ricky Coleman, almost looked like a flat pass. Coleman trying to get out of bounds.
He does.
Well, so about the 25-yard line. About 5 seconds left as the clock reads 4.7.
Well, now you got to throw the ball into the end zone with the ball at the 25-yard line with maybe a 5 or 6 yard drop. It's well within reach of Williams' arm.
Going particularly long to Redd and Gregory, as well as Moss a couple of times this year as well. So within reach here, if you're thinking passing game for Jared Williams, again about 50% of the time since coming in. 57 of 115, 866 in the air. Should be the final play of the half. 14-0 the Huskies. And Harrison trying to cut it in half right here.
I think you'll see both Redd and Moss just headed to the end zone. They'll put it up for grabs. Nobody there.
Up for grabs inside the 5. It was deflected. Actually getting the best piece of that one. Maybe David Branch. Not a bad first half defensively for a Branch either. 24 in the book, Warren. 14-0 Huskies.
Well, I know Harrison didn't want to go into the locker room at halftime trailing by 2 touchdowns, but you know, it's a lot better than trailing by 3 or 4. They come back out, they make their adjustments offensively and defensively, and maybe score first, and they're right back in this game.
Cold night for the sectional championship. 24 more to come after the first 24. 12-0 in favor of the Huskies. You're watching the 1995 sectional championship on WAZ.
Every sportsman needs a knife. Whether you're a hunter or a fisherman, at work or at play, Buck knives are the best. Rayjo's carries a large selection of folding and sheath knives by Buck. Rayjo's is a full-line Buck dealer. Rayjo's can also custom order any knife through the Buck catalog. Buck knives are available at Rayjo's Guns, located at 2106 West Franklin Street in Evansville.
Here's Bob Mailing, the M&M maintenance man of M&M Auto Service.
All of the day's electronic components that controls today's vehicles are both good and bad. Great for precise operation, terrible for tracing faults, until now. This is the edge, the Simutech Diagnostic System Analyzer. It systematically sweeps your car's onboard computer systems to precisely and rapidly pinpoint electronic faults. You depend on your car. We'll give you the edge in taking care of it.
Our score here at halftime during the Class 5A Sectional Championship, 14-0. The Huskies could be considered sloppy at times. Holding on to the football, maybe. The cold conditions, it is cold and sometimes slippery out here.
Well, the turnovers have been the big issue so far. It's somewhat even up between Harrison and North, but North able to capitalize on the Harrison turnovers. And Harrison has really been stymied by North's defense so far. They had a nice drive going with about 2 minutes to go, and then just couldn't punch it in.
And the Harrison Warriors did not begin tonight with Ricky Coleman, but boy, they're a different team when Ricky's in there.
Oh, they sure are. But, Coleman coming in really hasn't ignited Harrison into any really great positive offensive thrust. And, Williams is out of his game plan. He's having to pass more than he would like to, and that's based upon the North's ability to shut down Harrison's offensive running.
Here's the fact going into the second half. There has been no better defense in the second half this year than the Harrison Warriors. They've allowed just 36 points all year in the second half. That's impressive. However, on the other side, no offensive team has done better than the North Huskies.
Well, Harrison is an excellent team to be able to go in at halftime and analyze exactly what's going wrong with their team. They'll make some changes here coming into the second half. And, what Harrison needs to do is they need to get their hands on the football and score first before North can score. That brings them right back into the game, gives them some momentum, and it could be a whole new ball game if Harrison can get on the scoreboard.
Should be very exciting second half coming up. 14-0 here at the break. Coming up next, we'll check out the stats and other scores surrounding this sectional championship Friday night. North and Harrison back with more from Central Stadium when we come back.
In front of Town Center and across from North High School is a t-shirt and sweatshirt shop like no other. Diamond Tees can handle all your transfer needs, whether it be for business, school, special clubs, or leagues. Numbering and lettering is also available for these loyal softball players. Diamond Tees can make the plainest of t-shirts and sweats come alive with numerous novelty transfers. Get lost in the 50s with a wild selection of shirts from the rock and roll era, or use your imagination and create your own custom shirt. Remember, Diamond Tees is where satisfaction comes first.
Expressions Home Furnishings is proud to be a major sponsor in tonight's IHS AA Sectional Championship football game between the Harrison Warriors and the North Huskies. They would like to congratulate both teams on their outstanding seasons and would like to wish them both the best of luck in tonight's sectional championship game. Expressions Home Furnishings is located on Green River Road just north of Morgan Avenue. Good luck, Harrison Warriors and North Huskies.
To Central Stadium here on a Friday night, the 1995 Class 5A Sectional Championship, and first half stats, WD.
Well, North leading 14-0 in this game. The North High Huskies ran 22 plays from scrimmage, picking up 4 first downs. Rushed the ball 19 times for a total of 80 yards. Via the Air Cream Neighbors, 2 out of 3 with no interceptions and 30 yards of passing. He was sacked 2 times for a negative 9-yard loss total. Total offensive yards for the North High Huskies, just a mere 110 yards. That's well under their 160 or so that they average per half. Return yards for North, 32. They've been penalized 3 times for a total of 25 yards. Punted the ball 1 time for 34 yards. Have fumbled the ball 3 times and have lost 2 of them. Somewhat a miss for the North High Huskies. Leading rushers for North, Sellers 5 carries, 28 yards. Neighbors 8 carries, 26 yards. Cooper 5 carries for 25. In the air, Sellers 2 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown. Harrison Warriors got off 26 plays, 4 more than North did, picking up 4 first downs, rushed the ball 15 times for 22 yards, so 58-yard differential there in favor of North. And Williams is 5 of 11 with 1 interception for 49 yards in the air, 19 more than North had in the first half. And Williams was sacked 1 time for a loss of 6. Total offensive yards, 71 for the Warriors, about 40-yard difference there in favor of North. Return yards, 28. 3 penalties for 10 yards for Harrison, and 1 punt for a mere 11 yards. And Harrison has fumbled the ball 2 times and lost both of them. Leading rushers, Dunahigh, 5 carries, 16 yards. Lawton, 4 carries for 9. Coleman, 3 carries for 5. Day, 1 carry for 1. Moss, 1 carry for -3, and Williams had that -6 in the fumble. Leading receivers for Harrison, Coleman 2 catches for 24, Red 2 catches for 13, and Moss 1 catch for 12.
Rob, let's check out other scores on this Friday night sectional championships again throughout the state of Indiana. The winner of this one gets the winner you see there between Martinsville and Bloomington South. Other scores, Vincennes, Lincoln, and Bossing, and other scores from out the area. High school football's sectional championships on this Friday night. 14-0 into the second half, and again, a great defense and a great offense. Great defense for the Warriors, great offense for the Huskies. So far, in 1995, where we are right now, the 11th week with a flag on the play as they bring it out to about the 50-yard line.
Well, let's see what the penalty is. Harrison, if it stands with that nice return, excellent field position. It's going to be a hold, I believe, against Harrison, so back that up from the point of the infraction.
Penalties, particularly back in the first quarter. Talked about the Warriors' defense. It's been stellar, actually, the past 5 weeks. They've held their opponents to 38 points. 2 of them have been shutouts last week over the Bears, 35-0. But what really has impressed me, the number I keep giving you, is they've just given up 36 points in this second half all year long, including just 6 points in this third, and that was against Jeffersonville 2 weeks ago. So it has been their third quarter throughout the year, and right now they need a score right off the bat.
Well, about a 28-yard difference on that penalty is where the return was finally placed. So Harrison backed up a little bit.
1st and 10, actually out on the 26-yard line. Big difference. They're down 14-0. And would really like something here. Handle their competition in this third. And they start out on the right foot. They'll get that one back, pick up the first down to the 42-yard line.
Teddy Dunahigh on the blast off the left side of the line, picks up a nice gainer, picks up a first down, and I think that Harrison is rather pumped up here to start the second half. 16-yard carry that time.
WAZ-TV would like to remind you that a major sponsor in tonight's sectional championship game is Expressions Home Furnishings. They would like to wish both teams the best of luck in tonight's championship game. Expressions Home Furnishings, located on Green River Road, just north of Morgan Avenue. 1st down and 10. It continues. Warriors opening drive. Coleman picks up most of that, and another first down, taken down to the 45 into North territory.
Well, it took William Beverly about 10 yards to finally get a good enough grasp on Ricky Coleman to bring him down. And again, D. Cooper somewhat shaken up. I don't think he's going to come out. First time we've seen Coleman get wide on the North High Huskies, and picks up 2 successive first downs for Harrison.
18 first downs last week for the Harrison Warriors. They held the Bears to just 5 first downs. On the 45, they'll spot it. Another 1st and 10 here for the Warriors. Extra impressive on their opening drive as we begin the third.
Harrison doing a much better job blocking on the offensive line here starting the second half.
Williams to the air, outside, perfect. Another first down to the 30-yard line. Hit him right in the old numbers. That again is Jeremy Red.
Red with the pass reception. Mike Cooper on the coverage at a missed tackle allows Red to get loose for another 4 or 5 yards, and Harrison is a different football team here to start the second.
As I told you, a completely different football team from one half to the other has been Mitch Marsh's addition here in 1995. Not bad in the first half. Outstanding in the second. Another first down and 10 as they get to the 31-yard line. They're down 14-0 to the Huskies. Trying to get this one up the middle. They've had some success up the middle again tonight.
Well, everything that Harrison is doing is going the right direction for him that time. The blast back to Dunahigh. And again, the same results as the last time he carried, a pickup of about 15 yards, and yet another 1st and 10 for Harrison. They are on the move.
And that is great coaching, Warren. You can adjust, and we've got a ways to go here in the second half. You can adjust some things in about 10, 15-minute talk at halftime and come out like this. This is the most impressive drive I've seen so far in the postseason. 1 first down after another. It may not take many plays if they can get in here. Just the 4th play of the drive, and already big gains. On 1st and 10, again, a little sweep to the outside. What a 4 in on the tackle on the outside. Nice job again by Nathan Brooks, amongst others.
Well, designed to go off tackle to the right side behind DeCagle and Lester, but that time Coleman, slipped the tackle and got a little wider than the tackle. Pickup of about 2 yards, and that's it.
2nd down and 8. Move the ball to the 14-yard line. Wide out top of your screen. Other than that, too capable behind Williams. A little movement there, and may have been drawn offside, but I think this is going against the Huskies.
Yeah, the North was in the neutral zone at the snap of the ball, and it was on the left side, and I think it might have been Bart Blaylock. Either that or Jason DeBose. So probably march off another 5, which is going to put the ball that much closer to the Harrison goal line.
2 good defenses. Harrison just allowing actually just 14 points per week overall. Outscoring their competition 27.5 to 12. Looking to get on the scoreboard for a first time tonight. 4 first downs on this drive, and you're looking at the 6th play of this drive. It's 2nd down and 4 for the Warriors. Gets very tight on either end for these defenses. Give it again to Dunahigh. Seem to have got the call more and more as each week passed. I think people were going to key in on Jeremy Redd and Ricky Coleman this year, but it's been much more than that. DeMarco Moss, another. You've seen Dunahigh get a lot of calls this year. You've seen Jerry Day get a lot of calls this year. It's not just those usual 2 or 3, or maybe those 2 or 3 you originally thought back 10 weeks ago. 3rd down and 1.
Dunahigh carries 52 yards. They're going to bring the chains out. It looks like it's about a yard shy.
It looks like about a yard short. I've been wrong before. That's a little bit away from me.
Well, they have 2 downs to make. No, they got it.
Wow.
So they pick up another first down.
Usually we reserve judgment, but first down at the 6-yard line, thereabouts. I didn't think he had it. I thought about a yard short, too.
5 in a row for the Harrison Warriors. Makes it 1st and goal to go.
18 first downs a week ago, and 5 on this drive alone. Hovering the 5, just outside this 5-yard line where it's 1st and goal. Most impressive drive I've seen in quite a while. There's Coleman taken down.
And as you can tell, our crowd mic is on the north side of the field. You can hear everybody go, yeah, on that stop. I'll tell you what, I think the North is ripe for a really good play-action pass here. I think that right now they're thinking to defense the run against Harrison. 2nd and goal to go.
No gain on the last. Keep it right here at about the 5. May have moved it up a couple of inches, maybe right on the 5. On the far side of that field. Harrison looking to get on the scoreboard first time tonight. Very hard to get up the middle, although the Warriors have had some success doing that tonight. That's a very big wall to break. Coleman tried to do his best, may have picked up a yard.
2nd time Coleman running to the left side. Picks up about a yard. Tell you what, Harrison's going to have a hard row to hoe if they're going to try and run this ball in.
And I think here, Warren, even though it's 14-0, although I brought up the point where their defense has been great in the second half, I think you're looking for a touchdown here. Maybe 2 tries to get this in, about 3.5 yards to go. 3rd, 3.5 here for the Warriors. Looking at the end zone, trying to go in and out. Would have been your best chance. What was the best chance so far?
Well, DeMarco Moss was wide open, hit him in the numbers with the ball, but he was falling as the ball was delivered, and I think that may have impeded his ability to hang on to it.
And the 10th play of the drive, and keep in mind they picked up 5 first downs on this drive. This would have been the most important. It was 1st and goal from the 5. Still can't get in. On 4th and about 3.5, well, they're going to go for it.
Well, if they don't make it, it puts North deep in a hole. They hold them defensively. If they don't get in, then they'll have another shot at it.
About 3.5 yards to go for the Warriors as they try to get in a first time. I didn't see a flag, but they stopped all of a sudden.
It's going to go against Harrison. They only stopped the play when the penalty's against the offense.
Does it make you think about it now? I mean, now you've got about 8 yards to go. This is definitely in Hafley's range, although he's not kicked a field goal all year.
You could argue that a 3-point field goal, if you can score a couple more touchdowns and hold North to no score at all, is going to make the difference in the game. But they need to get back in this right away. I think if they had a pass play designed the last time, and they'll probably stick with that again.
Oh, pick up an extra 5 yards to work with, maybe, on 4th and about 8. Huskies fans chanting defense as they try to keep them out of the end zone again.
Harrison moves on the line of scrimmage on the left side. Derek Barnett jumped before the snap, so move it back another 5.
Getting closer and closer to thinking about it, but pretty soon you're going to be out of Hafley's range as well. And again, by the way, Hafley has not had a field goal, has not attempted a field goal all year. But I think that the plan still sticks here. They're looking for 6.
Well, a couple more of these, and you have to think about punting the ball.
Team was just penalized twice last week for 10 yards. Again, not a highly penalized game at all last week between the Warriors and the Bears. This now becomes 4th and 13. 6 times now, 29 yards on penalties. So
This actually gives them more room to work with.
Williams looking at the end zone and got a hand to it. So the Huskies keep them out again.
And instead of taking over 1st and 10 inside the 5-yard line, they've got a lot of room to work with here. This North defense just really shut down Harrison. Boy, they exploded at the beginning of the second half and came up empty-handed.
Sectional championship. Number 8, Class 5A in the state of Indiana. 7:08 here left in the 3rd. They held on to the ball for a while, about 5 minutes worth, and picked up 5 first downs, all for naught. But the Huskies begin deep right here on the 13-yard line. Not as deep as you thought. First time look at the Huskies here in the second half. Got a hand off to run out of harm's way, if you will, for a little gain.
Again, it's a key first down situation in this series for North, and they don't pick up any yardage, which makes it 2nd and 10. The key to stopping North is to hold them at 1st and 10.
Huskies very impressive offensively and defensively 1 week ago against the Wrights Panthers. They averaged 268 yards per week on the ground. No gain on the last. 2nd down and 10 for the North Huskies. 6:40 here showing 3rd quarter. Neighbors. Oh, pitch to the outside, and Deke Cooper to buy you some more room to the 20-yard line as he drops it out of bounds.
Should be just a little bit shy of what it needs for the first down. I think he picks up about 8 there. It's going to make it 3rd and 2 facing North.
Well, Deke Cooper, I mentioned amongst many of the changes between these two since they met on September 2nd. Cooper was just a wideout back in week number 2. Since moving him to tailback, not bad. 86 carries, 925 yards coming in. You figure he may go over 1,000 tonight on the ground. He's also your number 2 receiver. 3rd down and 2 to pick up the short yards.
It's going to be close. And if he comes up short, I think that North is going to have to punt this ball away. They don't want to give Harrison an opportunity with field position if they stop them inside their own 25-yard line. Up by 2 touchdowns, you're going to play conservatively at this point.
2 touchdowns. Now when these two teams have met now twice in this year, has been about the game plan. 17 points scored back on September 2nd. Right out 14 points in this one with a little ways to go. 5:29 left in the 3rd. Here's the measurement.
One of the North players signified that it was about the length of a football to go. Well, they're going to give Wilson the benefit of the doubt and bring the chains out.
Well, you've got the personnel certainly to go that far, but you've also got the personnel on the other side to stop them, as they've done very, very well this year. The Warriors holding their opponents to under 2 touchdowns a week. They get rid of it. 2 backed up about midfield, and so for the 3rd time tonight, the Warriors should have the football in very, very good field position to begin. 4th about a foot, and they get rid of it. Nice kick. At about the 42-yard line. They've begun around here before tonight. This time hoping for a better result.
37-yard punt with no return yardage. What'd you like to see if you're a North fan?
Yeah, I told you earlier, the Warriors have been getting about 15, 16 yards on those returns throughout the season. That's an average, but not a lot tonight on the return. Second possession here for the Warriors. They've owned the third so far as the Huskies go 3 and out.
Well, yet another opportunity for Harrison here to get on the scoreboard.
And with every drive you don't score, 14-0 becomes simply a steeper hill to climb. Half the distance. Coleman the carrier. Here comes second down and 5.
Pickup of about 4 yards on the play. Nathan Brooks on the tackle from the middle linebacker position.
Penalties have been a difference here tonight. Turnovers have been a big difference here tonight. Last week, actually, on either side, they didn't mean a whole lot. 14-0 the Huskies. Second down, about 5 here to go for the Warriors. And you're back on the ground. They've had a lot of success just running the ball up the middle. Every week I've said, Warren, a lot of the teams have not fared well against each other carrying that ball up the middle. That's about the 4th time tonight the Warriors have. On that end, what a great year it's been for Teddy Dunahigh.
Dunahigh, another 15-yard pickup. And, you know, I questioned when they got down inside the 5, handing the ball 2 successive times to Coleman, when Dunahigh is your leading ground gainer for the Harrison Warriors.
Clock moving, 3:40 in the third, 14-0 the Huskies. If you're joining us late on this Friday night, first down and 10. Warriors impressive in the third again. Dunahigh gets it for a shorter gain, pick up 3 on the ground. Here comes second down and 7. Warriors, though, controlling the ball in the third quarter as they have done all season long.
Well, all Harrison hopes to do at first and 10 is to maybe pick up a minimum of 4 yards, and I think that they gave Dunahigh a better spot, and I think he got fairly close to a 4-yard pickup.
10 carries now for Dunahigh, 69 yards with 3 minutes here to go in the third. Second and 7, keeping it on the ground. It's worked. Coleman, longer sweep to the outside, out at about the 33-yard line or so. You need to get to about the 30 to keep it going.
Well, it's great pursuit by North that time. They have so much speed, not only in the linebacker core, but at both of your defensive end positions. That time, Myron Rucker slid through a crackback block by DeMarco Moss and finally got a shoulder into Coleman and forced him out of bounds.
Slotted down just outside the 35, about the 34-yard line here, and that brings up 3rd and 4 for the Harrison Warriors. Defense, we've had that tonight, 14-0.
Might be time for a draw or a screenplay here.
Inside of 3. And the Warriors, I think, clearly move. I'm looking at probably who you're looking at in Robbie Gregory.
Yeah, he jumped before the snap of the ball. They've had problems on that left side. That is one of the things that started the problem when they were knocking on the goal in their last possession. That just has to be driving Mitch Marsh crazy.
7 penalties now, 34 yards for the Warriors, and I hate to beat a dead horse, Warren, but what a difference 1 week makes when you're penalized twice, and now you're penalized 7 times, approaching half the football field. Almost 35 yards tonight penalized for the Warriors on 7 calls. This brings up 3rd and 10. So what you worked for, you have to work again for and get to the 30-yard line to keep it going.
Williams may be staggering his count, trying to draw North offside, and in doing so, he's getting his own team offside.
Williams forced it to the air. D. Cooper maybe the closest. You're looking downfield at Jeremy Redd. It brings up a 4th and 10, and you figure Harrison gets rid of it here again.
Pass intended, I think, for Jeremy Redd, and D. Cooper was coming up. Probably could have intercepted that ball, but last minute thought, well, if Redd catches it, I better be back here on defense to put the hit on it, and it was a good choice on his part.
A lot of shots to Redd here tonight. Not a lot to DeMarco Moss, or nothing for Robbie Gregory yet.
They faked one a week ago against Central.
Fourth and 10, 2.5 left to get rid of it. And a fake by Morris that did not pay off. Jerry Day had the carry, and I think as good as any to carry the football the way he's done it in the second half. That did not pay off.
Now they had Dunahigh in the right slot. They hiked that ball back to Day, who was the up man, and he handed off on the slant, and it just didn't develop well.
Well, as it usually does, it faked me out too. Not the Huskies, so the Huskies quick to recover as they take over actually on the 37-yard line where it's 1st and 10. Doesn't put it out of reach if they score here. It makes it very, very tough. About 13 plus here to come in regulation. Sellers to about the 40-yard line, approaching midfield.
First time we've called his name in the second half. Sellers on the carry, sliding off left guard, pickup of about 2 or 3.
Well, again, the Huskies, like so many teams in the third quarter facing Harrison this year, go 3 and out. Harrison's owned the football here in the third quarter, but nothing to show for it. Try to hold him again. Gain of 3 for Sellers on the last. This is 2nd down and 7.
Well, Harrison gets their ground game going, and then penalties take over.
Flags again.
Somebody jumped, looked like on the right side of North's line. Again, it will go against North because they stopped the play.
Not as many penalties, no way near as many penalties, but it kind of reminds me, Warren, of week number 8 when we had 190 yards in penalties between Wrights and Mater Dei. And no way near that total. Probably just seems like it.
North 5 penalties for 35 yards now.
Not even 100 yards combined, which is enough already, but nothing like that game we had during week number 8 between Mater Dei and Wrights. Back them up a little bit, the Huskies here. You get what you work for. They take back and then some. They spot the ball on the 34-yard line. This is 2nd down and 11.
They'll probably try and shake Cooper loose here or get the ball into Neighbors' hand, let him run.
Coming up on the final minute of our third, to the air. Short end again. Passing game not extra special for anybody here tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, Neighbors has had several instances of broken plays, both in collisions with Sellers, and this time collided with Deke Cooper. Don't believe that that was designed to be a pass play. I think that they were going to hand off to Cooper.
Clock stop, 1 minute remaining here in the third. 6 points scored against the Warriors in 10 weeks. That was Jeffersonville, first week of the postseason. That's been it. And it appears that they will shut them out in the third again, but they need some scoring of their own. Neighbors way back. Oh, the screen worked. Into the hands of Beverly. Beverly takes off. Flag back at the 40. Beverly pushed out right about the 2-yard line. Let's see what the flag is.
Look at the speed of DeMarco Moss. He was a good 20 yards off that play. Beverly kind of running out of gas around the 10, but Moss made up a lot of territory to save that from a touchdown. And I think they're going to bring this one back. It'll probably be a clip at about the 39-yard line.
Well, I think William Beverly, and I've said this before, is one of your better kept secrets. Not anymore. I probably was about mid-season. He's your number 5 rusher on the team. He's had some very big gains this year. With that, he would have went over 200, but they'll bring it back. Beverly has done that good this year.
Well-designed play. It was a delay screen, and you couldn't really tell where it was setting up. And Neighbors went back, drew the defense in, and then Beverly broke from the far right side across the center, and he was wide open. There was really no blocking wall there. They just sucked everybody in and then threw over it.
Another big penalty that brings it back to midfield. So as it stays, the Warriors still have given up just 6 points, and now maybe 11 weeks, 45.5 seconds here to go in the third quarter.
I think they'll come back to that play before this game's over.
Ground game here being shown by Neighbors. Trying to stuff it up the middle, pick up 2 on the ground. Here comes 2nd down and 8. Maybe if that. Nice defensive job by the Warriors. Amongst those in on the tackle, Ryan Merriweather, the freshman.
Greg Charnes is the player that put the big hit. A loss of about a half a yard.
Let it run out! Let it run out! Let it run out.
May have turned out to be our final play of the third quarter.
They're going to let it run out.
Huskies will take it 14-0 into the fourth quarter. Mike Wilson is 40-36 in 7 years here at North High School. He's also closing in on 100 wins. In 16 years, Wilson is 92-69. He is 12 minutes away from winning his 93rd ever. 14-0 to the Huskies. To the fourth quarter we go on WAZ.
Whether dressing up for work or a night on the town, every man wants to look great. And the key to looking great is fashionable, quality clothing at a reasonable price. That's what you get at Paul's Menswear. From casual slacks and shirts to dress shirts and ties, Paul's Menswear has the style and size for you. Paul's carries a great selection of the latest Duckhead and Levi's Dockers. Waist sizes start at 26 inches. They can even help the young man in your family look like $1 million for just a few dollars. Friendly service and convenient parking, too. Paul's Menswear, 2225 West Franklin in Evansville.
When you need good all-weather radial tires, inspect Cooper's Trendsetter 2. First of all, Trendsetter 2 is doggone economical. They last to a ripe old age. And Cooper's Trendsetter 2 has style, a radial with very good looks. Cooper's Trendsetter 2s give you long mileage and good gas economy. Mile after mile after mile.
Master Tire and Accessories, 905 West Columbia.
I'm Darren Smith with Warren Disler. 14-0 the Huskies into the fourth.
Well, North 5 first down, Harrison 10. Rushing yardage 91 versus 102. Harrison out rushing North now. There's one of the reasons right there. Passing yards 57 versus 63. Harrison over North in that. Now Harrison over in total yardage 165-48. Still the same number of turnovers, 2 for North, 3 for Harrison. But the score yet 14-zip in favor of North. Cooper 8 carries 34 yards. Seller 2 carries 30 yards. Dunahigh 10 carries 69 yards. And Red 3 catches for 27.
Sellers picks up the first down into the fourth, opening minute of our fourth. First down and 10 here for the Huskies, and I say doesn't really put it out of reach, but makes it darn close if the Huskies can score here. Back on the ground, where they've kept it most of the night to pick up maybe half the distance. We're about second down and 5 coming up. Another gain of 5 or 6 for Casey Sellers.
Well, I think North realizes now that time is really in their favor. They're going to do everything they can to eat up as much clock as possible, keeping the ball on the ground. Watching that 25-second clock count down further than normal. Trying to ground out some first downs and run some time off.
A little bit more than 11 here showing in regulation. 10-7 back on September 2nd. A last-minute field goal by the Huskies. You recall the headline in the paper the very next day as North gave Harrison the boot, the only field goal they had in 1995. Right now they're up by 14. Second down, about 6.
You can hear people yelling, start the clock. But
Neighbors did this a couple of times in the second quarter, but not like this, as he's taken out at the 11-yard line.
Well, there's so many different players for North that can do it to you. That time, Brian Hardy at the safety position, the last valve to push him out of bounds.
At the 11, you can pick up a first down as you're this close without even getting in. Here come the Huskies in the fourth.
Neighbors 9 carries, 46 yards on the evening. May catch Harrison here with the pass.
It's been a ground game. Sellers, touchdown.
Broke through the initial line of scrimmage, and I don't know where the linebackers were or the corners, but they were elsewhere, and it was just a simple dance into the end zone.
Casey Sellers' second TD of the night. Now 16 on the year, and don't forget he spent some of this year hurt. You'd never know it with his numbers he's put up combined in, well, not his 10 weeks.
Well, Harrison is keen on Cooper, and when Cooper can't go, Sellers can.
16 touchdowns in not quite 11 weeks, as again he spent some time on the injury list. A 63-yard drive, 8 plays. That is up, and McCutcheon stays perfect on this sectional championship night. 21-0 the Huskies. 10:58 to come from the sectional championship on WAZ.
There's a great place for barbecue on the west side of town, right on top of the hill, Mark's Barbecue. For over 40 years, Mark's Barbecue has used their very own recipes for their homemade soups, fresh salads, and pies. They'll even barbecue your wild game. Mark's Barbecue has daily specials, everything from a covered dish to a feast. Give Mom a break and the rest of the family a treat. Mark's Barbecue. Eat in or carry out. 3119 West Maryland, 425-1616.
At Cartown, we have what you want. We've been serving the tri-state for 11 years with the finest selection of used cars around. From luxury, sporty, to practical transportation, we have what you need. There's a 30-day warranty on every vehicle sold here at Cartown, and we also offer extended warranties up to 3 years. Financing is available for everyone, even if your credit is less than perfect. Come down today to check out these selections. At Cartown, we sell the cars you want at a price you can't afford. 3100 Covert Avenue, just west of Van in Evansville.
Friday late night, I'm Darren Smith with Warren Disler, 21-0, the North Huskies. Here come the Warriors. Here comes Ricky Coleman. Coleman with 1 to beat, takes off. This answers something back for the Warriors for the touchdown. 85 yards for Ricky Coleman.
All of 11 seconds is all that took. And boy, that brings Harrison back into the game very quickly. But still, you know, less than a quarter to go.
Maybe as you were saying, going into the break, stick a fork in the Warriors. They answer back with a much-needed 85-yard TD return. Ricky Coleman into the end zone this year for the 13th time. Speaking of top scorers for the Harrison Warriors.
Well, they may want to think about an onside here to see if they can't get the ball back a little quicker.
Hayfley for the point after has hit most of these this year. On the high snap, that is up, that is good. We take a break, still in it, 21-7, and a Big Ten 44 here to come in the fourth. The 1995 Class 5A Sectional Championship on WAC.
If it runs on tires, odds are those tires are at Rabin. We carry a complete selection of the best brands in the business, which means we'll have what you need in stock for just about anything you can think of. Well, just about. Nobody's in the tire business like Rabin. Full service, full selection. Rabin Tire.
Haller's Cleaning Service offers the Tri-State 28 years experience in carpet and upholstery cleaning. Charles Haller and Dennis White tailor their methods to individual home and office needs, from old wool carpets to new 5th-generation fibers. Haller's techniques are correct and bring results. As true professional cleaners, Haller's can do it all. Wall and fixture cleaning, fire and water restoration, move-ins and move-outs, and remodeling cleanup. And yes, they even do windows. So for all your dirty work, call Haller's Cleaning Service. Haller's Cleaning, 424-9681.
I'm Darren Smith with Warren Disler back out at Central Stadium, back just in time to see, you would think, the onside kick.
Maybe a little early, but North still has a lot of high numbers in there. They've got some hands in the center and on the two ends. They've got the ball teed up on the hash mark.
On the...
That goes out of bounds. They'll put the ball at the 35.
Thought about it. 10:44 left. You have confidence in your defense, and I would too if I was Mitch Marsh. But right now, all of a sudden, you're right back in it. Like I said, a much-needed 85-yard TD return by Coleman. 21-7, the Huskies. WAZ TV would like to remind you that a major sponsor in tonight's sectional championship game is Expressions Home Furnishings. They would like to wish both teams the best of luck in tonight's game. Expressions Home Furnishings is located on Green River Road, just north of Morgan Avenue.
Clock still favors the North High Huskies, but this is a crucial series here defensively for Harrison.
Begins on the 35 for the Huskies. You're thinking if they score again, it's out of reach. Had some funny happenings in this one so far tonight. Sellers, very key on the last drive into the end zone a second time tonight. Brings it out to the 38-yard line and picks up about 3 or 4.
A pickup of about 3. Ryan Merriweather from right corner position with the stop there.
And on the Huskies side, they're not worried about letting that clock run a little bit.
Sellers, 11 carries, 62 yards. The question is, will North go over 300 yards in total offense this week? It doesn't appear that they will.
They have been, and they've been doing it on the other side as well when stalking the Warriors. Here's Cooper to pick up the first down.
That keeps this drive alive, and you know they're obviously they would like to score here, but I think they just want to eat up as much clock and keep churning out the first downs.
College football tomorrow. Dayton Flyers in town. The Aces host Dayton. 7-1 Dayton Flyers. The Flyers have outscored the Aces in the last 3 years 76-6. Always a tough task as the Aces look to beat Dayton for the first time ever in football. Notre Dame is hosting Navy. Purdue will host Wisconsin. Kevin Hardy in Illinois to host Iowa. Actually, they are at Iowa. Northwestern hosting Penn State. UK is at Vandy. IU is idle.
Flags on the play will go against North. North now stands with 210 yards of total offense. 90 yards away from hitting that 300 mark.
The last against the Huskies. Harrison fans keep peeking over at the clock. Just 2 minutes gone here in the fourth, and they're still down by 14. And the bulk of our scoring, or even scoring, in the last 2 minutes.
It'll be 1st and 15 facing North. Good opportunity for Harrison to stop him and force him to punt the ball.
Harrison, without scoring, owned the third quarter, holding on to that football 85% of the time, or in the last 12. They're back on the ground again. Deke Cooper tries to get back what you lost and did that. Here comes 2nd down and 10.
I tell you what, Deke Cooper has a lot of power in his running ability. He hit at the line of scrimmage that time and drug a couple of defenders 5 yards to get the ball back real close to the original line of scrimmage.
7-0 in favor of the Huskies after our first quarter. 14-0 the Huskies at the half. No scoring in the third, and son of a gun, we got scoring 2 minutes into this fourth. 21-7. Huskies still lead by 14. 2nd down, about 10.
Cooper, 10 carries, 49 yards.
Neighbors, first time to the air, hopefully effectively for himself in the second half.
All shook loose. They're going to wave that off and call it incomplete.
William Beverly, also used as a receiver. He's number 3 receiving. 7 receptions, 143 yards for that impressive junior.
Greg Carnes, again, we've called his name several times tonight. That time, you know, from his middle linebacker position, picking up Beverly. We got a flag on the play. They're giving Harrison a couple of options here. I think that they'll probably decline this. Take the loss of down.
Beverly on the reception earlier that had a 27-yarder written all over it from Neighbors.
Just wonder if Neighbors was across the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball.
Boy, some penalties here tonight, huh, Warren?
Most devastating for Harrison. That's a big one.
More devastating here to the Huskies as they bring it all the way back to the 34-yard line. Only 45 seconds have ticked off the clock during this rather long drive for the Huskies. I say long drive, but only 45 seconds elapses.
I remember they mark off the penalty from the point of the infraction, and that infraction took place well behind the line of scrimmage.
8 penalties now for the Huskies. 8 for 65 yards on this night. 9:15 here to come. This is 2nd down and 25 for North. And Neighbors, you're thinking passing. Has plenty of room. Can scramble, but goes to the air. Around the 50, in and out. Was there, looking for your top receiver in Deke.
Ryan Merriweather on the coverage. Ball thrown short. Don't think it was catchable. Stops the clock, too.
Top receiver or second receiver. Forgot about Bailey with 407 yards. Deke would eke a little bit closer here. 16 receptions, 353 coming in. Both Bailey and Cooper outstanding from the arm of Neighbors this year.
Neighbors just 1 for 5 in passing here in the second half.
3rd and 25. 6th play of the drive for North. 2 top of your screen. Neighbors to the air again.
See if they go to that screen. Nope.
4 upfield and some room sends Neighbors on his way to about midfield, still well short. You know, on 1st and 10, that works. A late flag, which may get him there. Let's see what the penalty is.
Deke Cooper jumping up and down. I don't know whether that's out of frustration or for joy. Yeah, that's going to give North the 1st down.
Well, you said devastating to Harrison, the penalties tonight. They're about even on penalty yards, thereabouts. With this last one to the Warriors, this one hurts just a little bit more. Does it ever. First down for the Huskies on 3rd and 25. Nice run by Neighbors with the help of a penalty. It brings it out to the 36.
Face mask is the call.
So now 8:53 left. 10 runs for Neighbors tonight, 61 yards. Not bad. Your number 3 rusher again is your quarterback for the Huskies to keep it going and to put it out of reach if they can score here. Flags again. Boy, I'll say it again. Penalties tonight, big time.
Well, this one's going to go against North, but they already picked up the crucial first down. And, you know, if you had to point to either North or Harrison to say who shot themselves in the foot tonight, it's got to be a point in the direction of Harrison. Their penalties have been much more critical.
About the same yards, but yeah, I agree. Legal procedure, the last call against North. Rushing so far tonight for the Huskies. Cooper has 49 yards. As I told you, it's a balanced attack anyway. 3, 4, and 5 carry the ball every game. Cooper has 49, Neighbors has 61, and Sellers has 62. Spread out again at Oryx. They're up 21-7 with 8.5 here left in regulation.
Harrison's defense has really done an excellent job of keeping Harrison in this game.
Deke Cooper gets him back and brings it out to about the 36-yard line, so back to the original line of scrimmage and then some. The latest by Cooper.
Still have 10 to go. Yeah, they spot that ball right smack dab at the original line of scrimmage.
Clock moves inside of 8. Huskies looking for the sectional championship. They won the SIAC outright for the first time since 1966. This makes them 11-0, and I said it puts it out of reach if they score here. Time dwindles. Here's Cooper to pick up the first down. If not the first down, very, very close.
5 white jerseys on Cooper that time.
Big first down for him here.
And again, the fake to Sellers is what threw everybody off.
Well, there's
they countered back to Cooper.
Or there's the kid who averages 128 yards per week. Last week, 19 carries, 127 yards. He also had 2 receptions for 76. Total yards per week, about 128 after the first 10. Here's third down, about 1.
Cooper with just 66 yards so far in the game.
Very spread out, and it works in this 21-7 score. Back on the ground to pick up the 1. They get there and keep it moving, and more importantly for the Huskies, work some more of that clock.
Clock down to 7 minutes now. Harrison almost has to stop them on the next 4 downs.
They may need a break as it gets a little bit later. This is the 10th play of the drive for the Huskies.
Just give me one more.
And at 21-7, Huskies will make believers maybe out of Harrison for a second time. Not over yet. But Husky faithful believes 11-0 now well within reach. Neighbors keeps again. Thought about pitching it, thought better of it, and brings it out to the 20-yard line.
Neighbors with the presence of mind to dive for the extra 2 yards on that pickup. Yeah, if he tried to pitch that ball back to Cooper with the commotion that was around him, that would have been ill-advised.
Pretty impressive drive right
You'll
here.
see Neighbors pitch that ball out after he's made the cut, sometimes maybe even 4 or 5 yards downfield.
Call this the most impressive drive for the Huskies so far. The penalty helped them out. Otherwise, Harrison could have the football right now. They're down by 2 scores halfway through our 4th. There's a second down, about 6 for the Huskies. One more, you think, puts that final nail in. Sellers gets out to about the 14-yard line to keep it going.
Well, North doing an excellent job of controlling the line of scrimmage with their offensive blocking schemes, opening up holes pretty much at will, right side, left side. North is not breaking the long run, but they're picking up 3, 4 yards every time they carry the ball.
Sellers now 71 yards on the ground. Behind him, Cooper was 66, Neighbors 65. Third down, not much. Thought he had it on the last. In working some more clock. Still got about 5 seconds to play with here, and Neighbors will use all of that to pick up one. Harrison defense trying to hold them. They had a lot less than one. Finally, I think they got there.
I think it's out of range for McCutcheon. They'll go for it here if they don't pick it up.
Like I said, they had, I thought, less than one to pick that up. And they still didn't get there. Fourth.
Harrison with another opportunity here. They're going to have to stop him. I think this is pretty much do or die for the Warriors right here.
Fourth and less than one. It's not a good angle tonight for me, is it? Ball is on the 14-yard line. That's less than half a yard. Keeper. Neighbors takes off. Neighbors, end zone touchdown.
So tough to defense that option. That time they were looking for the pitch back to Cooper. He was able to turn the corner. One shot at the line of scrimmage, missed, and he was in for 6.
Well, 4.5 maybe remaining, but the Huskies do something I think more than go to 11-0 here tonight. They make strong believers out of the rest of the SIAC of who was the best this year without question. You can go undefeated in the SIAC and prove a point. You re-emphasize that point by beating 2 of the top teams in southwestern Indiana twice, 28-7. And now just 4.5 left, maybe in the Harrison Warriors season. This is the 1995 Class 5A Sectional Championship on WAZ.
Rounders Pizza, the only full-service family-owned and operated pizzeria on the north side serving Evansville-style pizza. Rounders Pizza. Rounders Pizza, the only full-service family-owned and operated pizzeria on the north side serving Evansville-style pizza. Rounders Pizza.
Expressions Home Furnishings is proud to be a major sponsor in tonight's IHS AA Sectional Championship football game between the Harrison Warriors and the North Huskies. They would like to congratulate both teams on their outstanding seasons and would like to wish them both the best of luck in tonight's Sectional Championship game. Expressions Home Furnishings is located on Green River Road just north of Morgan Avenue. Good luck, Harrison Warriors and North Huskies.
Well, flags again before the kick gets off. 28-7 our score. 14-yard score by Neighbors. 65-yard drive. 13 plays. Another long drive for the Huskies. Don't forget the penalty helped out as well. Huskies now 137 yards rushing in the second half. They just had 80 in the first 2 quarters.
5-yard penalty, offsides on the kickoff. Back it up 5 yards. And surprised to see McCutcheon kick that ball as long as he did. Of course, they went the direction of DeMarco Moss, kicking it away from Coleman that time.
Thank our producers tonight, Rick Goodman, Kevin Guerrero, Rob Underwood back at master control for this Friday night. Regional championship right here next week on WAZ. 4.5 left, 28-7. Need another big break and then some more. Tripped up at the 34-yard line. DeMarco Moss.
Harrison is so threatening on special teams return with the speed of Moss and Coleman. Excellent job of coverage, though, by North that time. They really needed a big return here. They didn't get it.
13 yards for DeMarco Moss. Clock continues to move. Any chance at all? Williams forced to a passing game. Not a bad quarterback, right around the middle of the SIAC QBs this year. About 50%, 57 of 115 coming in. He closed in on 900 coming into week number 11. You need to go to the air and then some here. Williams, longer, complete. Finds room and one of your better ones in red again into the territory at about the 48-yard line. Hurry up offense for the Warriors.
This is a guy that started out at the fullback position, and nice move on the part of Mitch Marsh to get him out wide. He's got great hands.
A junior quarterback who comes back to be one of the best next year in the SIAC. Williams forced to use the passing game, almost picked off. He Huskies done very well on both sides of the football tonight. Beverly got about a hand and a half to that one, right around the 35.
Well, Jared Williams really matured extremely well this season. A little bit shaky in the opener, although it was a win for Harrison. We carried that game. And from that point on, he's just really matured. And, you know, it's reflected in what Harrison's record was coming into this championship game.
I think Jared Williams comes back next year to be one of the top quarterbacks in the SIAC in 1996. Second down and 10, 3:52 here left, 28-7 the Huskies. More flags.
It's going to go as north, I believe.
But as you said, Warren, it's not hurt them as much.
Stops the clock.
Well, as you saw earlier tonight, the winner of this game, and it appears to be the Huskies, gets Earl Hannaford in Martinsville, 21-12 over Bloomington South tonight. And at this late hour, I heard Martinsville comes here. I may be wrong, but I heard that more than once tonight, that Martinsville has to come here. Second down and 5 to the air. Built it at the 32 after the nice reception. The nice hit goes to Michael Cooper.
Well, that was the hit of the night, but it was also the catch it and hang on to it event of the night for DeMarco Moss. And we got a flag, and we got a player down. It's Williams. They may tack on some extra yardage here and roughing the passer.
You need something, I hate to use the coined phrase, outside of a miracle for the Warriors to pull this off. The reason being 3:47 here left. I've seen it done, but this is a tough defense to do that against. I want to congratulate again the Bossy Bulldogs tonight for defeating Vincennes Lincoln, Tony Lindauer and all, 18-13. You saw that score earlier if you're just getting in late on this Friday night. Bossy beating Vincennes 18-13 tonight.
We have a kind of a ceremony before we start these games, and we write down what we think the scores are. I think I had that one right on the nose.
I don't think you had it right on the nose. I got it right in front of me. See what they tack on here, and flags have been nothing new in this particular one. You had a 21-17, Bossy. You were close.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that was just a good guess.
So, 2 Evansville teams come out into the regionals.
Well, counting Castle as an Evansville area team a year ago, that's what we had a year ago. 2 teams.
Little movement there.
Well, they get an extra 5 yards with no time coming off the clock.
After roughing the passer, this brings you inside the 15 for the Warriors. And they've got to work with the clock, too. And again, 3:47 left in the game.
You think you got this thing won?
Well, North has been able to win, even though winning ugly sometimes this season. But that's really a display of a really, truly good team if they can win and not play their best.
Clock moves. Not good news for the Warriors. 1st and 5 here at the 24. Spills across the 20 to about the 18. Close to a first down.
They'll go without a huddle here. Got to run that ball to keep the North defense honest.
Whoa, Boston defense
Warriors taking some time here. More time just ticking away. Now 3:05 left. And they're still talking about it. Williams wants to know what the holdup is, because that clock is indeed moving against him.
It's unfair. The clock continues to run, and the officials are just holding the ball right there.
Yeah, this is not soccer.
They finally stopped the clock.
But had to. I mean, they lost maybe, what, 20 seconds?
They're going to bring the chains out. They're measuring for a first down. They need to put at least 7 or 8 seconds back on the clock.
I think it was a little bit more than that. As they measure this, they have a good point as they talk to the official about it here. See if they got the first down. I said it was close. Need to get to about the 18. They're about there, and it's short a little bit.
Run the clock!
Clock reads 3:06. And for the Warriors, they need something here and then some. 7, the Huskies. Winner plays Martinsville in the regional next week. And as the clock starts up again. Flag again as Williams is taken back at about the 26-yard line. A couple in on that, including Darryl Hoy, the 6-foot sophomore.
I think that North may decline this. I think the left side of the line, Nate Boyd in particular, did not set in time before the ball was snapped. Everybody else was down in the three-point stance, and Boyd was still in the up, hands on your knee position.
Clock moves again. Need to get to about, again, the 18. As they look around there, actually closer to the 16. They look for Red again to pick up the first down.
Ball delivered low is what you want to do with it because it makes it very hard to intercept, but that ball bounced a good foot in front of the receiver.
Clock stop, 2:43. This is actually 4th and 6. And a must for the Warriors. 2 to the top of your screen. DeMarco Moss, Red again. Or 2 behind Williams. Fake the handoff. Look here to the near side. Open towards the end zone. A loose football that's actually picked up.
They're giving him the touchdown. Now let's see, the other official's coming over. Well, you know, if it's a tie situation with both people hanging onto the ball, it goes to the offensive receiver. Now, when they went out of bounds, Cooper came up with it. And I think that was a pretty good call by the official.
That's the closest I've seen in the end zone this year. And that is it for the Warriors as we go 1st and 10 the other way.
They're giving them the interception.
Bring it out to the 20, as you know. And now just 2:35 to work off.
That's odd because one official gave the touchdown, and he was the official that was really closest.
I saw the same thing you did, Warren. I held my call because I saw the same thing you did. And the initial reaction from Harrison was, we've got this one. And then you saw the Huskies celebrate again. Here's Sellers to about the 40.
Give you a little extra room there. Well, Earl Hannaford and the highly touted passing attack of the Martinsville Artesians.
Yeah, the Artesians, one of your catchier nicknames in the state of Indiana. I believe the Artesians are headed here, so maybe we'll see Mr. Football. Earl Hannaford may be in town next week to take on the East North Huskies.
Sellers about ready to crack 100 yards. He's at 91 on 15 carries.
Bossy, I believe, gets Franklin County in the Class 4A regional. Here's 1st and 10. Out to about the 41-yard line. Just working some clock off. Huskies go to 11-0. The Artesians will come in 9-2. And again, you've probably heard all about Earl Hannaford. You're about to see Earl Hannaford very, very soon.
I know you've been mentioning his name from about the second game of the season.
You know, it's kind of hard not to mention since he's done so well. All his 4 years in high school has led mostly throughout this year of the quarterbacks and was a strong candidate for Mr. Football and still is this year. Hannaford takes on the Huskies next week. Deke Cooper trying to get back to the 40 or just over the 40 for the final minute and a half.
It's pretty much elementary, barring a fumble and a touchdown off the turnover and a onside kick, and recovering that, scoring immediately.
Not a bad year at all for the Harrison Warriors. You knew they'd be there around the top, and they were. How many years would 2 losses in the conference give you the conference title or at least a share? 2 losses this year was good enough for a third because of the great year by the Huskies and the Panthers. Here is Asher Hall. First carry for Hall tonight. He's actually a number 4 rusher, 24 carries, 150 yards coming into week number 11.
Shows you the depth of North, bringing Hall in place of Sellers, and they don't seem to lose anything there.
Huskies really have to run one more play, and that's it. Martinsville and Newark next week. Bosse and I believe Franklin County next week as well. Still alive in 4A and 5A here in the city.
Well, Bosse, the big surprise, but, you know, 4A and southern half of the state is not extremely strong this year.
Well, I told you several weeks ago that Bosse was probably going to win that sectional, and many thought this would probably happen after a perfect regular season of 8-0. Some close games, but this Husky team has really deserved maybe this moment. Final seconds here for the North Huskies, the 1995 Class 5A sectional champions.
Well, congratulations to North High. Again, put another win in the coffer this season. And like I said at the beginning of the game, an awful lot of people doubted North all season long, just kept waiting for that other shoe to drop and for them to come up with a loss, and it just has not happened. And sometimes they win big and just overpower their opponent, and other times some miscues, but they keep winning, and that's the most important thing.
Will they down them again in week number 12? A regional championship possibly awaits. In their way, Earl Hannaford and the Martinsville Artesians. We'll talk about this one, 28-7 the Huskies, and a sectional championship in 95. We'll wrap it up after this timeout.
T-Shirt Connection is your connection for high school and college apparel and accessories. T-Shirt Connection has a wide variety of jackets, T-shirts, and sweatshirts, as well as Huggies, keychains, and glasses. T-Shirt Connection is also your one-stop Greek shop for pencils, frames, pillows, and much, much more. For the holidays, a Christmas sweatshirt or a gift certificate from the T-Shirt Connection makes a great gift for that special someone on your list. T-Shirt Connection, 4818 Lloyd Expressway West, 428-6913.
Brinker's Jewelers presents the dazzle, the drama, the diamonds that define true romance. Each Brinker's diamond is hand-picked and full of fire. Gem-quality rubies, emeralds, and sapphires. Unique, custom-designed settings. Exceptional quality, matchless beauty, gifts of love. Brinker's Jewelers, Evansville.
28-7 the North Huskies, as I keep saying every time with Mike Wilson, you guys stay undefeated, and you'll take that anytime. Just rewind the tape. Here we are again in big Martinsville game coming up. Let's talk about a game against a very good Harrison Warriors team.
Yeah, they are a real good football team. We haven't been playing any slouches. You know, it's tough to keep winning week after week when you're playing teams this good, but we got a good football team, and I think we're getting better every week. And as I said before, I think we play up to the level of our competition. We had to play well tonight. We made some mistakes, but we're not used to this cold. You know, the cold kind of the hands, too many fumbles and too many penalties. I still say we haven't played our best game, our perfect game yet. And if we ever do, I think we're really going to have be tough to beat if we ever really put it all together.
You got a team here that averages 28 points a game in Harrison. You hold them to just 7.
Yeah, we kind of thought all week that we were going to be able to shut them down. We just thought we could put people in the right places to stop them, and we had a real good idea what they were going to do. And, you know, other than that kickoff return, we really, I think, really shut them down pretty well. Coach LeDuc did a great job with the defense.
Besides Earl Hannaford, heard anything about Martinsville?
No, they're so far away. I don't know anything outside of Evansville. It's been so tough right here in town. I haven't even thought. I just know that they're an outstanding passing team. But you can bet even later tonight I'm going to start studying, and by this time tomorrow we'll know a lot about them.
Coach, best of luck. Hope to see you in the Dome.
Thank you very much, Darren.
Head coach Mike Wilson. I'm Darren Smith.
Used a pediatrician in Boston. That's the same one my kids go to.
No, I didn't.
We have agents on this in Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, and Vermont.
So we're closing in, Val. That's great.
No, it's not.